The FTC just leaked Xbox's roadmap to 2030. Let's discuss it. Welcome to Project Unfinished Gaming. My name is John, and thank you for watching this video. Where do we begin? Well, Xbox's worst nightmare just became a reality as the FTC just leaked pretty much Xbox's roadmap from here until 2030. Where do we want to begin? Let's talk about the mid-gen cycle consoles that are coming out next year. Something that I don't think a lot of people expected. Phil Spencer's been honing in for the past several weeks with interviews about saying that, oh, we're not getting a mid-gen cycle console, but that's not the fact. We are getting two. We're getting a Series X revision and a Series X revision with Project Elwood and Project Brooklyn. With Project Brooklyn, we're going to discuss, it is now going to be a discless version. Xbox is now going all digital on their main console. This console will now be $500 with having no disc. It's now going to have 2 terabyte storage. It's going to get an update with their USB, having USB-C in the front, along with updates to the Wi-Fi with Wi-Fi 6E, with Bluetooth 5.2 support. It's going to also get a power update with the PCU. It's going to use 15% less power. It's also going to have a direct connection to the cloud. And it's, like I said, it's coming in at a whopping $500. And it's going to come out between October and November of next year. With the Series S revision with Project Elwood, it's going to get all the same things that the Series X revision is getting. With the Wi-Fi, the new storage. I don't think it's going to come in with the 2 terabyte, maybe a 1 terabyte version. The direct connection, all of that. And that's coming in at $399, and that comes between August and September of next year. Those are the revisions that are coming out. The new controller, which excites me, that is coming out. The new controller, which is codenamed Zabeel, which is coming out May of 2024. This might be a unique controller for Xbox, specifically for Xbox. It is now a more immersive controller with direct connection to the cloud, so now it's going to be easier for you to connect to the xCloud. It's going to have haptic feedback, precise haptic feedback, which a lot of people wanted. Everyone loves that haptic feedback when it comes to PlayStation. I think that is the most unique thing out of the PS5 is the haptic feedback, and now having that with this new revision is definitely awesome. We're getting VCA haptic double as speakers. We're gonna get quieter buttons and thumbsticks, modular thumbsticks, which are cool. And I think this is on par with the precision haptic feedback. His rechargeable batteries. We have been dealing with this for generation after generation with the Xbox, with having to change the AA batteries, putting them back in, not having to charge it. I mean, there are companies that sell rechargeable batteries for Xbox, but to now have Xbox come with a rechargeable battery coming from them is awesome. So not having to change the batteries every single time. We're also getting a new Elite controller down the road. We don't have the price on that, so that probably between maybe $75, $80, and that comes out May of 2024. Let's talk about some games, some remastered games, and some next-gen games that are getting ported over. So let's talk about the next-gen update. We are getting Red Dead Redemption 2 sometime in the next year or two, which is getting a next-gen update. It's coming for Series X and the PS5, which is awesome. That is a beautiful game, and to now see that Rockstar is going to, instead of just remaster it like the Red Dead 1, which was kind of stupid, and them charging $60 for it, this is getting a next-gen revision for it. We are also getting remasters. Some of my most anticipated remasters, specifically one. Oblivion is getting a remastered for the Xbox. This is going to be huge. This gives you something to hold on to before Elder Scrolls 6 which is Oblivion. This is going to get a remaster. This is going to get all those Elder Scroll fans excited for. I'm intrigued. I'm not really a big Skyrim fan. I love Bethesda. I love the worlds that they create, but something about Skyrim just never grabbed me. But to now see that they're going to be remastering Oblivion is going to be amazing. And then my most anticipated remastered, Fallout 3 is getting remastered, which is going to be awesome. So to see that getting remastered is going to be definitely a treat for all of us Fallout fans. And then some interesting upcoming games that I think we expected, but we didn't expect some like updates from. Dishonored 3, it seems like that is in the works from Arcane Studios, which is awesome. I'm a big Dishonored fan. So to see that we are now probably getting Dishonored 3 is going to be awesome. Our next Doom game is Doom 0 Year. So that seems like that might be coming out relatively in the next year or two, since now we have the confirmation from this leak about DLC and the name of it. What else was... Oh, Ghostwire 2 was something that was shown. So surprisingly, it seems like Ghostwire Tokyo definitely has its following. I particularly are not a fan of Ghostwire Tokyo. I definitely have to get back into it, and I know a lot of people enjoy the game, but to see that it's getting a sequel is awesome. From Tango Games Studios, the developers of The Evil Within 1, and with Hi-Fi Rush. So seeing that getting a sequel is awesome. Another one, biggest one, which is coming from Machine Games, the developers of the Wolfenstein games, Indiana Jones. Everyone's been excited for Indiana Jones. This is going to be their Uncharted game coming to Xbox. So surprisingly, this game seems like it is close to being done. So we could see Indiana Jones in that list of games coming out next year with Avowed, which is awesome. So getting possibly an Indiana Jones game next year for Machine Games, who knows? That seems like that's just gonna be rad. Now the question is, what happens about Elder Scrolls 6? We've discussed about Doom, we've discussed about Dishonored, Ghostwire Tokyo 2. What's happening with Elder Scrolls 6? Well, it seems like with the leaks, Elder Scrolls 6 will be a Xbox exclusive, including PC. But that seems like it's going to hurt a lot of fans. It seems like it's going to hurt the wallet of Xbox, and especially Microsoft. I think that might be a choice that they might want to rethink, because with having Elder Scrolls as just a Xbox exclusive, I feel like they end up losing on the business end. When it comes to games like Doom, the next Doom game, the next Dishonored game, the next Ghostwire game, I feel like those games have to be on the other consoles, because it would just feel weird if you're playing Doom, you play Wolfenstein 2, and then you're like, okay, I guess I can't play Wolfenstein 3 because it's now an exclusive on Xbox. I mean, they could take the route on, well, it's gonna be an exclusive for 3 months and then you get it on PlayStation. I mean, they could take that route, but that's the question. Well, that's the $1 million question. Will Elder Scrolls, will all games that are getting sequels be first party exclusives, or will they all be on all consoles, and will they entice more of their fans, like, hey, you can go and spend $70 for Elder Scrolls 6 or Doom Year Zero, or you can get it for, you can pay $15 a month and be a Game Pass subscriber and you can play it there. I mean, you could do it like that, but I don't know, that's a thing. This is a fascinating situation, because with the leaks and all that, I don't know what you do with Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, as of right now, it seems like with the leaks, Elder Scrolls 6 is currently slated to be an exclusive for Xbox, and it's skipping PlayStation. And the rumored date is 2026, which, let's be honest, there's no way Todd Howard's going to be able to get Elder Scrolls 6 by 2026. That is the most unrealistic thing. So, in my opinion, I think Elder Scrolls 6 is all platforms. So is the next Doom game, the next Ghostwire game, the next Dishonored game, unless you make those just a month, 2-month exclusive. So but yeah, I definitely see those games having to stay. I can't see them going that route. But yeah, it's a very, very interesting to think about it. Will what Xbox has been saying for the past several months of like, no, we want to still have those fans, like, to still be able to play on their own consoles. I don't know. That's definitely an interesting one. Some other things that were shown were some pictures. Like, I'm gonna be posting pictures throughout this video, but the picture that you're gonna be seeing in a couple of seconds, seeing their future plans for their consoles, their new handheld portable console, their new streaming stick console, just like all these little updates. So to see that we might be getting a handheld Xbox console is very, very interesting. We've known for the past several years that Xbox is working on almost like a Fire Stick or an Apple TV kind of system that you just plug in and you play. I don't think we're expecting it to be a console, but it's almost going to be a streaming service for their xCloud, which probably we'll see in the next 2 to 3 years. But to now find out that Xbox is going into the portable console market against the Rogue Ally, against the Steam Deck, against Lenovo's new handheld console, to now seeing Xbox get into that market space is going to be very interesting. The question is it going to be cloud based, or is it going to be an actual handheld console? Because PlayStation is getting into that market, but it's just for their PlayStation Play, which is just streaming from your console to literally an Android phone. So is the Xbox's version going to be straight handheld, almost like the Steam Deck, where you can play it on this device and you're getting the graphics that you get, or is it going to be streaming from the xCloud? So that's something that's interesting. And like I said, we're getting like these little tiny little updates. We're gonna get more cloud streaming on smart TVs. We're also getting new Elite controllers and so much more. But this is some of the biggest leaks that Xbox has ever experienced, and to come from literally the FTC, the group that's been trying to destroy this Activision Blizzard King deal, this merger, coming from them, this is their worst nightmare. And for this to happen has to suck for the people at Xbox. But to wrap things up, let's talk about Phil Spencer's leaked email conversations about acquiring studios. I think these are some of the most intriguing things. Phil Spencer was discussing about acquiring Valve, acquiring Warner Brothers Interactive, and the most intriguing, most that will never happen, trying to acquire Nintendo. That is something that has been discussed for a long time, because that was something that Xbox tried doing a long time ago and Nintendo laughed about it. But for him to reiterate about this being something that would change his career, being acquiring Nintendo for Xbox, let's just get this out of the way. That will never happen. Nintendo is in a space that they don't need to be acquired. They're successful because they have these linear games of Mario, Zelda, and so much more. With that will never happen. That is a pipe dream that will never happen. Could we ever experience having Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch? I could definitely see a future in the next 10 years that we could see that. But talking about acquiring Nintendo, in this life, we will never see that happen. Unless Nintendo was at a point where they needed to be acquired by somebody, yeah, sure, but that will never happen. But seeing Warner Brothers Interactive, that's an intriguing one, because I could definitely see that being a next acquisition, but that might be the hardest one, because with Xbox acquiring already ZeniMax Studios with Bethesda, and now them trying to acquire Activision Blizzard King, and that being a process that has been a hassle, I don't know if Microsoft wants to get into another acquisition with Warner Brothers Interactive. It would be amazing, because imagine having DC now on Xbox, having a Superman game or a Batman game now on the Xbox. But that seems like something that will be down the line, something that we can discuss about later. But I just thought it was funny about Phil Spencer talking about wanting to possibly acquire Nintendo, and even Valve. Valve is something that I don't see too, because Valve is in a unique position where they're fine, they're comfortable. They have literally sell all their PC games. They are everyone loves Steam, everyone loves Valve. You have the Steam Deck, everyone loves the Steam Deck. Valve is perfectly fine. They are where Nintendo is. They don't need to be acquired. Unless they're a failing business, they'll never be acquired. Unless it's, oh my god, astronomically billions and billions of dollars. I don't ever see that happening. But I think these are the biggest things that were leaked, and it's a shame that these things couldn't be surprises that were shown at a PlayStation, at an Xbox event. But yeah, this, like I said, this is probably Xbox's worst nightmare, coming from the FTC leaking all of this information. It sucks, but it happened. There's nothing you can do. But what does this roadmap look like? In your guys' opinion, does this intrigue you? Does this just become okay, it's fine? But does this excite you? As always, please like and subscribe to this video. If you want to, please come and check out our Twitch channel. We're going to be doing a Lies of P video. We're going to be doing some Cyberpunk videos in the next couple of days. Probably doing a Lies of P live stream later on today. But I want to get your guys' opinion. What did you think about these leaks? Are you excited for the mid-gen consoles? Are they unnecessary? Are you excited to see some of these remasters being brought to now 2023 and beyond? Are you excited to see a next gen of Resident Evil, of Red Dead Redemption 2? Are you intrigued about possibly having a handheld version of an Xbox? So much. But that will do it for me. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being a part of Project Unfinished Gaming. As always, have a lovely day. Goodbye.